Guys, this is actually one of the funniest things I've seen. Look at these exchanges. What is going on? Don't worry, I'm here to fill you in. Quick summary of the situation. August 2020, Trump tries to force the sale of TikTok. And this is mainly due to national security concerns because TikTok is owned by a Chinese company, so they're concerned about all the user data being shared with the Chinese government. Then from there, we have a lot of court cases, which we won't cover in detail because I don't want to do all that research. But really, the only day you need to know is this date here, 19th January 2025. Literally in a few days, which is the deadline for TikTok in the US to either be sold or banned. The deadline has been set for a while, but I guess whether it's an assignment or an app worth $100 billion, people will always forget about the due date until a few days beforehand. Now with the 19th fast approaching and growing uncertainty about the fate of TikTok, users are freaking out. And it's probably easy to assume that TikTok users are getting upset because where would they doom scroll for 10 hours now? But I think a lot of people are also grieving the loss of community and connections and memories they've created through TikTok, which will all be gone if the app gets deleted. Regardless of whether it's for sentimental, pragmatic, or brain rot reasons, a portion of TikTok users have decided to take this ban matter into their own hands. Because this ban is largely triggered by security concerns, some TikTok users have decided to retaliate by downloading another Chinese app called HAHAHA or RedNote, which I'm going to call Red for short. As a result, over the weekend, Red became the #1 most downloaded app in the US App Store. And this is actually hilarious because one, this is such a big middle finger to give to the privacy ban. And another creator, King Ashley Ann, has actually summarized the situation so well, so I will put her on in a sec. But the second part that's also so wildly entertaining are the interactions between Chinese netizens and US netizens as they navigate the chaotic environment on Red right now that is the result of two cultures merging together. And it is delightful. So we're definitely going to look at that as well. But first, let's understand this whole retaliation protest movement by the TikTok users who are moving to Red.
Either way, this is hilarious because the government is saying that, oh, TikTok, can be used as a Chinese asset, even though their servers and our data storage is in Texas. Oracle does it, an American-owned company with American employees. So the people of TikTok said, well, F it, let's just go directly to China and give information that is on Chinese land and governed by other Chinese companies and corporations. Because the reality of the situation is this argument that the government has made to ban TikTok is absolutely ridiculous. Temu operates here, they collect our data. Shein operates here, they collect our data. The majority of the most popular video games in the United States are owned from Chinese companies. Riot, I believe, is the name of the company, like Fortnite and a couple other, is it League of Legends and a couple other really popular games. Those come through Chinese companies who have been collecting our data. The phone I'm recording this on right now was made in China. So this whole security thing is a bunch of BS. And basically the American people are sick of it.
Honestly, there's lots of good points here. But if there's one thing I've learned for sure from this whole fiasco, it's that Gen Z and millennial TikTok users are petty. And thanks to their petty energy, we're getting some of the most organic, genuine, and direct interactions between American and Chinese people ever. How did we get here again? Oh yeah, that's right. We have to talk about Red. The thing to know about Red is that first, it's hugely popular in China. It's one of the top social media platforms in the world that you've probably never heard about. Red is like a mix of Pinterest and Instagram and TikTok and Reddit all in one, which is an insane format, I know. But despite Red being offered in international app stores, it's always been a very low-key app outside of China, due to almost all of its content being created for and by Chinese speakers. So the demographic that would download Red outside of China would be users in Asian countries that spoke Chinese, for example, Malaysia and Singapore, or international students who are studying abroad in places like the US who want to browse Chinese content. The point is, Red was not really used or positioned for foreigners to experience. So how did Red become the place for TikTok refugees to flee? One could say it's dumb luck that Red picked up all these displaced TikTok refugees, which gave it a huge boost in popularity. But Red also did something a lot of big Chinese apps don't, which is to keep their platform the same between the domestic app market and the international one. The Red app you download today from your app store is exactly the same version that Chinese users are using. This This is huge because if you think about TikTok, it originated from China, but our version of TikTok is completely separate from the Chinese version, Douyin, which is the original and only accessible in China. Red does not have two different versions because remember, for the longest time, the people downloading it outside of China were Chinese speakers anyways. So when US users chose to download Red this week, they crashed a very native Chinese ecosystem. And as a result, Red became an international hotspot overnight. All of a sudden, Chinese users woke up and found themselves opening the app, scrolling through their feed as usual, when bam, they open the comments and it's all in English. Many users have commented things like, where am I? Who am I? What am I? To express their confusion. Chinese people thought they were on the wrong app. Another Chinese user thought they had reincarnated into their next life as an American. And here is where I show you what the posts are like. So there's been a lot of introductions and getting to know each other's. And right now, everyone's exchanging cat pictures or pictures of their pets because that's the welcome tax Chinese users are requesting from the newcomers. There's also some ground rules being set, like we should all type in Chinese, or if we're typing in English, then we need to include a Chinese translation too to be inclusive to the original Chinese users of the app. We got English teachers who were initially on Red teaching English to Chinese users on the app, now teaching Chinese to English users. This is so trippy, but I love it. Then we actually have posts that foster a lot of interaction between the two cultures, like this one.
Girlies in China, I need to know if any of you are like me or if I'm just crazy. I am very much single. I do not have a partner, but I do in fact have my entire wedding planned out. It just keeps going. Like, is it just me? Is it just me?
I know we already talked about the ground rules, how American users decided to put Chinese subtitles into their content, but I want to bring this up again because this is actually such a cool move. Because of such an inclusive gesture, the comment section of that video actually looks like this. For the first time, well, not literally, but you get the gist, it's not a Chinese person re-uploading Western content over onto Chinese platforms so Chinese people can see it. It's the actual content creator directly posting to the source and then being able to interact with Chinese people themselves in the comments. Like, look at all this discussion that's going on in her comment section. The top comment is actually a phrase that's thrown around a lot in China. A marriage is something between two people, but a wedding is just for me. And the original creator is so lovely as well. She replied to so many comments under her video, and she replies in Chinese. Like her reply to this comment, 这么beautiful的 swan 居然没有 frog, which translates to, I can't believe there's a swan so beautiful with no frog. Obviously a reference to The Princess and the Frog. And the poster replies with, I've been kissing frogs for ages, but none of them have turned into a prince. I can't. These interactions are all so cute. But we're gonna heat things up a bit because of course I have to show you the thirst talks. So one of Red's funniest features as well is how there are images in the replies. They're called stickers, and stickers go crazy in the comment section of thirst traps. I actually have to be careful because I think some of these sticker images are too explicit for YouTube. Here's another example. The comments here are literally so funny. Damn, what are you eating in China? I actually remember this comment, and the first reply underneath was a Chinese person saying rice. Okay, wait, another one. Honestly, Mr. Beast needs to build 100 wells in this app next because the thirst here is unbelievable. We've also gotten to the point where really viral Chinese reaction stickers have translated subtitles embedded into them. So Chinese netizens are also helping out by putting English translations on popular Chinese memes. Okay, that's probably enough examples. Or is it? Let's end with a cool R&B process shared by creator Emmanuel Zamar. He's got subtitles in both languages, again, big green flag. And look at all the comments from the Chinese netizens. I love the energy we've created in the house today. This is definitely not the most polished video I've made, but I was just so excited by what I was seeing. I've never witnessed Chinese netizens and American netizens interact with each other on such a scale before. And what I'm feeling, I think, is best captured by this one line from Sarah Fotheringham as she reflects on her interactions with Chinese netizens through Red. One comment on my video was from a Chinese user. She said, wow, it's like looking over the Chinese wall. And for me, it's been my first time seeing in. I definitely definitely didn't have this development on my 2025 bingo card, but I'm so glad it happened. Like, I really feel like I'm witnessing history right now. It's so cool seeing the cultural exchanges between American and Chinese people in such an organic, genuine, and respectful environment. Also, this is kind of random, but it's actually my birthday today. Usually I wish for the same thing every year, but maybe this year I should wish for TikTok to not be banned. I guess we'll find out in a few days if that comes true. Subscribe if you want. This was not a planned second channel launch. I have no idea what's going to happen here, but there will probably be more low quality videos like this one, and let me know what you guys want to see next. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye! That's good. Bit too sweet though. 7 out of 10.